So now after we have learned how to load the data, we will see now how to do data exploration and filtering. We are going to see how we can understand and figure out what kind of data we are dealing with. Now here in our data, the number of columns and rows are really small, but this is just to show you the idea. But in reality, you might deal with the data which is having 30, 40 column, maybe more, and then you are dealing with thousands of rows. So getting to know or getting some insights on each and every row, what kind of data you have, it's becoming very important, and this is what we are going to do now. So the first function we are going to use to explore the data, we call it head. Head is a function which is going to return the first 5 rows from your data, and this is going to be useful because usually you just need to know how many columns you have, you just need to know the types of data, you just need to get an example. You are not interested on seeing all the thousands of rows you might have, so you just need to get an example about what type of data you might have, and that's it. So head is going to help us in doing this. It's going just to choose print and return the first 5 rows from your data. We have also tail. Tail is the opposite. It's going to show you the last 5 rows of your data. It's going to show you the last 5 rows, okay, from the bottom of your data. So let us just explore more information. This is how to use it. So what we need to do, we just need to write our variable name. So in our case, it is data, right? But it can be any name. So we just need to go with the variable name, and then after that we can use the function which is head. The other thing also, what I can do, by default it is returning the first 5 rows, but what I can do is I can change it. I can just pass another parameter, like for example 10. In this case, what will happen, it's going to show me or return the first 10 rows. And instead of the first 5 rows, it's going to return the first 10 rows. Same also for the tail. I can choose the number of rows which I want to return from the the bottom of the data, okay, from the end of the data. So let us see now how to use head and tail using our data practically in Pandas. So this is our data. If I want to apply head, what I can do is I can just say data dot head, and then after that I need to end it with normal parentheses because it's a function. Shift enter to execute, and as you can see, now I have the first 5 rows. And here I want you to notice something, that when I have loaded the data, it has added 1 column. This column is nothing but an index, means it is something like an identifier for the row. So now each and every row is having a unique value which can work as a reference. So here 0 is referring to this row, 1 is referring to the second row, so it is just an index. So here what happened is, since I want to use the head function, so it is going to choose the first 5 rows from my data. So this is actually how to use head. We can also change it to make it, for example, 10, and then it's going to return the first 10 rows from my data. We can also use a tail, so data dot tail. So let's see, it's now returning the last 5 rows from my data. And also I can play with it. I can make it, for example, for only the last 2 rows, and as you can see, it's getting the last 2 rows from my data. This is how to use head and tail to explore my data.